Hey, it's Sammy and Natalie here, and welcome to the Anxiety Compass, where anxiety isn't the enemy, it's our tour guide. We'll swap stories, share tools, and have a laugh while we find our way back to true north. Come along. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Anxiety Compass. How are you, Nat?
I'm fabulous. Miss Sammy, how are you, my love?
I'm pretty good. I've actually this week I've just finished recording my podcast. Not my podcast, my audio book.
Oh, look, how did that
Yes.
go?
It was so much fun. And the funny thing is that the studio people who run it, who were fabulous, they asked me if I was a professional voice actor. And I laughed and they
Ooh.
said to me, "You've got a great voice to read audiobooks," because my book actually has a lot of characters in it. So um,
Yeah.
I did a lot of fun voices in it. So can't wait for it to come out. But anyway, I'm off topic.
Excellent.
But you know what I also found lately, because I've got my mum living with me at the moment, which is great. But there's a lot of distractions in my home, and I'm finding
Mm,
I've been going to the local library that has fantastic Wi-Fi, might I add, and I'm
yes.
finding I'm getting so much more work done away from my house than when
Yeah.
I normally work here.
Yeah. I go to the library a lot. I started doing that when I was actually doing my degree. And I
Yeah.
would go to the library. Yeah, great Wi-Fi. The one that I go to has a cafe in it, so I would literally stay for the whole day. And yeah, it's really interesting. I find whenever I'm like in a library or a cafe or something, I do get a lot more work done.
Than from home. Yeah, because I find when I'm at
Yeah.
home, I'm like, oh, I'll sort the washing. I've got that. And you can see everything that you need to do. And
Yes.
you just keep getting distracted. And I find like, I know this is me, but I find that when my kitchen in particular is messy, it's like this thing, I immediately feel stressed. Um,
Yeah.
Even when nothing bad's happening, it's like as soon as I see mess, it just sends my brain a bit crazy. Like I have to tidy up because I feel messy. Is that
Yeah.
do you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
100%. I really do.
It's like
Yeah.
the
I feel
overwhelm hits.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is what this episode's going to be about today because a lot of
It
people
is.
get kind of overwhelmed and feel a bit anxious when there's mess. It's like your brain is focusing on too many things at once and you
Yeah.
can't,
Too
it's
many
like
tabs are open.
too many tabs are open. And yeah, so looking at the anxiety compass, do you know I found out yesterday I say anxiety, not anxiety. It was picked up with
Never
my
noticed.
enunciations. Yeah, I
Oh,
know
when
the
you're
rest.
recording, you're
Yeah, there's a lot of things. So
interesting.
if you're listening and you're like, I know you've been saying that for a while, I will change the way that I say anxiety. I never
Anxiety.
realized I was saying it incorrectly.
No, I didn't pick up on it either.
I know,
Yeah.
right? But with the compass, the anxiety compass direction, we're looking at our environment and we're also looking at nervous system because it can be very overstimulating.
Yeah.
They're directly affecting how our nervous system works. These piles of messes we have all over the house. Um,
Yes.
yeah. So we're not talking about being perfect because my obsession with minimalism went extreme, Nat, like extreme to the point where people were coming over and I had no cups for them because I'd cleared out all of the coffee cups I don't use. There's too many coffee cups here. I'm sick of
Oh
all the
dear.
dishes. And then I got rid of things that I don't use that often. So when I started entertaining again, I people were laughing at me because I didn't actually have anything. So I went too far to the point where my house became sterile. So
Yeah.
there needs to be a balance here with clearing the clutter and clearing that space. So
Yes.
um, yeah, when you think of too much clutter, do you think of too much on your mental load?
Um, well, yes, absolutely. I mean, more when I think of clutter, it's more clutter in the house.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely clutter does come under, too many
Do you
tabs open in my own brain.
do you
Like,
have a lot of knickknacks? My hubby's a big non-liker of
no, I don't.
knickknacks.
I
Yeah.
used to when
He
I
says
first
they're
got married,
dust
when I
collectors.
was, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
When when I moved into my first home and got married, I was 22 and had lots of little knick-knacky things and would go and buy things to make it all homey. That
Mm.
didn't last too long. When I moved out of that home, I got rid of a lot of stuff, and yeah, I don't have many knickknacks at all these days.
Yeah. I'm not really a knick-knack person, but I've got friends that
No.
love knickknacks and they bring them joy. So it's not about removing
Yes.
things that bring you joy. It's about sort of having a little bit of, I guess it's having a room where you can sort of not be constantly having things like your brain constantly scanning all these objects in the room and becoming overwhelmed. Um,
Absolutely. I mean, my mum loved cat. She actually collected Ladro figurines and stuff.
yes,
Loved them, but she had a dedicated
area.
cabinet. It was a
Yep,
beautiful wood cabinet with a glass door, so it was enclosed. So she wasn't constantly dusting them,
yep.
um, but they weren't taking up space throughout the whole house either.
Yeah,
So
so and not
yeah,
having them all over your kitchen bench.
yeah, no,
It's also hard when you're living with other people. My hubby has specific spots in the house for things, and I'm the I'm the mover of things. I am because have you ever seen those reels where the hubby gets a cup out to go and have a drink of water, and as he turns around, the wife puts it in the dishwasher?
yeah,
That's me. I'm a
that's
little bit
you.
obsessive like that, but I'm getting better at it. But every object is information for your brain. And
It
so
is.
your brain, as I said, is constantly scanning. It's looking at unfinished tasks. It's looking at all the decisions you need to make in the day, all the responsibilities you have. Like I often say to my hubby, I like being at home during the holidays, but I also like to get away because I'm constantly looking at all the things that I need to do and the reminders that are there. Even when
Mhm.
you don't realize you're doing it, you're unconsciously thinking about all the things that you need to do around the house.
Talk about reminders. One of my foibles, let's say, is post-it notes as
Mm,
reminders. I've got my
yep.
calendars and everything, but I write everything on post-it notes, and then
Yes.
I sit down to my desk, and I actually did this morning, and I had post-it notes because I've been running in and out all week at work and doing things. And I sat down and my brain just felt fried because I just had
Oh,
post-it notes everywhere. So I just did a
post-it
huge
overload.
bowl. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yep. It's too much. I use post-it notes when I flag recipes I want to cook. But I said to my hubby the other day, I'm becoming quite overwhelmed because I have physical recipe books. I have a Thermomix, so I have recipes in my Thermomix that I've flagged. I also have recipes from videos that I've seen of people cooking. I've flagged them in my recipe app online. And then I have all my ebook recipe books in my tablet. And I said to him, I'm starting to dislike cooking because I'm overwhelmed with the amount of recipes that I have flagged to cook. So I'm cluttering myself with
Yeah.
recipes.
I do the same. Like for me, the other big one is like 11 billion tabs open on my
Mm,
on my laptop. It's always because
yeah.
I'm doing research for patients and cases and all that sort of thing. And, literally this morning, so before we started recording this morning, I was having technical issues. My camera was lagging. So I said to Sammy, I'm just going to do a full hard shutdown and then restart. And I
It's like a
must admit, as
metaphor.
I hit shutdown, I had a little bit of anxiety because I was like, oh, I'm just about to lose all the tabs that I've got. I mean, I can go back to my history and get them.
Yeah. Yep.
But there's this thing about they're not easily accessible. They're not just
Yeah.
there. But
Yep.
then, and it happens occasionally that I have to do this. But as soon as I hit restart and reopen my computer, there was a sense of a freeing because they weren't all there
You've wiped it
in my
clean.
face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Wow. Like that's called, what do we call that? The open browser tab theory. Because a lot of people use that
Mm,
theory. I've got too many tabs open in my brain. And I find women have more tabs open because
of
there's
course.
just all that invisible weight that we have that
Exactly. We're juggling
we're the
so
we're the
many things.
rememberers. The rememberers.
Yes. Of the entire
Yes. Go to
family.
mum. Oh my gosh. Um,
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Even like washing, like seeing your washing pile up. I don't know about you.
Mm.
We've got, I mean, I've got teenage boys and a husband, and they don't know how to use the washing basket. They have piles of washing all over the bloody house, and it doesn't matter how many times I tell them to put it in the laundry. I mean, my youngest is pretty good at it, but they have like four different piles going. These ones are sort of dirty. I could probably wear them again. These ones I need to put back in the wardrobe because I decided not to wear them. And these ones need to go in the dirty pile. I'm like, hang on a minute. Like, what the heck? It's too many different piles. It's too much for my brain to remember all that.
Yeah.
I just kind of have to deal with allowing their rooms to just, I mean, I share a room with my husband, obviously, but allowing their rooms to just be because I can't control other people's clutter. It's too much.
No, look, I was like that as a teenager.
Mm.
And my mum, she would, yeah, keep the door closed. It's like, that's your space. But she would get sick of it. And, because I was the same. I had similar piles.
Yeah.
And mum would just go in when I was at school and just pick everything up and go and wash it. And
Yeah.
didn't matter when I'd get home and have a spack attack because I was 15. And that's what 15-year-olds do.
Don't touch my stuff.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but mum was like, yep, no, if it's on the floor, I'm cleaning it, I'm washing it. End of
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, exactly. You got
So
to do what
you should
works
do
for
that.
you.
Just like
Yep.
ubiquitous, if it's on the floor,
Yep.
it's getting washed.
Yeah. I'm not playing into your weird piles game. It's not it's not happening. Too many things in my brain. But that's
I
it. That's the
agree.
society we live in where it's not just physical clutter that we can see, it's the clutter in our minds and it's setting off this
Hmm.
anxious feeling inside us. Even our calendars. Like we have structures and things in place. Like I've got the to do any list app and I have all these different lists in my phone out of sight, out of mind, right? Because otherwise I'll just have written lists everywhere. And I think was it you and I saying we have a physical list that we look at during the day?
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
lists, right? And
Yeah.
I like physically highlighting and crossing off. Like I like paper, but everything else goes into this app a way that I can't look at it unless I physically go to the app and click on, like, a list of whatever it is that I
Do you
might.
find that helps? Or is
Yeah,
it
sometimes it does because I find like for my business, for example, I think of all the little things that I'd like to do, but it's
mm,
not an urgent thing. So I've categorized them into urgent and non-urgent and, things that need to be done right now and things that I can think about in a month or so if I've got the space. Like maybe one day I'm like, oh, I feel like being creative. Let's go to that list and have a look at some ideas that I jotted down for my business.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So that sort of, it's
I've
taken a
stopped
while to
using
get
apps.
used to it, because I had a list
Has
on my
it?
computer, a list over here, and now it's
Yeah.
like I need a master list of my
Yeah.
thoughts to go
Yeah.
somewhere. It's too much otherwise.
It really is. But I also
Mm.
find with apps, I've stopped
Mm.
using so many. I was using Notion and all these other
I
things, and
know.
it was getting too much
It's too
with
much
all these different
information
apps.
too.
I've literally
Yeah.
gone back to
Old
pen
school.
and paper rather than
Yep.
having everything. I mean, all my clinic stuff goes into my clinic diary. It
Hmm.
transfers over to my Google diary.
Yeah.
Um, but my master list is pen and paper these days,
Yeah. Yeah.
when
I
I'm
do
not
love
using
paper
11 billion post-it
things.
notes, but
I
but I've got a
know.
physical diary and everything goes in there
Oh, that's a
now.
great idea.
It
I've
just
got my
simplified
brain's
things.
I've got too many things in my brain that I feel like I would fill up a whole like notepad in a day.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're different. You've got a lot more going on because you've got
But I've
a
got like
family of four.
even in my AnyList app, I've got books I'd like to read. You know when when
Mm,
you're scrolling and you see things, you go, "Oh, I'd like to read that. Oh, I'd like to watch that." And you kind of you know how you save, and then you all of a sudden you got
yep.
Facebook saves, you've got YouTube saves, you got saves everywhere. I actually write it down into my AnyList app, so it's all there.
That's actually
So
a good
I've
idea because
categorized it.
I
Mm.
do screenshots. That's probably the other thing that
I
is
do that too.
clutter. If I see a book or
Yep.
whatever,
Take a
or
photo.
a quote, or no, yep, screenshot.
Half the time, or I'm going to say
And I
90% of the time,
never
I don't
go,
go back.
no,
Yeah, until I'm deleting
it's just
pictures a month
clutter.
later, and I'm like, Oh, yeah. But even like there's too many different message apps. Like the amount of people who message
Yeah.
me on different platforms. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I
Yes.
need to reply to that person. And then one day I go, oh my gosh, because they'll appear in my stories or something like, I haven't replied. And then I'll spend
Yep.
10 minutes trying to find what app
Find it.
they sent
Yes.
me a bloody
I
message in.
know. I know. I'm the
It's
same. I
just
know.
too much.
It really is too much.
Do you
It's
know, I haven't seen her in a while, but I used to go to the gym with a beautiful lady. She was a mum of four girls. She's not on social media at all. She doesn't use her
um,
phone. She'll listen to podcasts in the car, but she
yeah.
isn't on any social media, never has, never will be. And she is one of the most personable, happy people I have ever met because she is in the moment. She's never on her phone. And I just
Mm.
get so jealous sometimes. But then I think she probably misses out on a lot as well. Like, because a lot
Yeah.
of people post everything online. So,
I know. Look, I was on the train yesterday. I went into the city. I had a long-standing VIP client of mine who used to live here in Brisbane and used to get Reiki from me. And she was here visiting in Brisbane this week, and she booked me in to go and do Reiki. So I went out to her hotel to do it, and I'm often on my phone,
yep.
but whenever I'm on the train, I never am. It's just something I just enjoy the train ride and looking. But
Yes.
just so it gives me a chance to just observe everybody,
Mm.
like everyone else on the train. As we came into each station, 99% of people just had their head
On their
stuck in their
phones.
phone,
Ah,
like
it's like
not looking around at all. It's just like
it's haunting. It's creepy. Because you sometimes see
it
posts of
looks
pictures of the future like that, and it's
exactly. I was about to
happening.
say that. It's like it
Ah,
literally was predicted.
it's scary. I don't
It's
like it. But then sometimes I find
oh,
myself, I look up from my phone because I'll be checking emails and I'll
yeah.
think, oh my God, I'm one of the zombies. It's
Yeah,
me.
I do the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And all of a sudden you're that. So going back to the anxious feelings around clutter, whether they may be physical or psychological in your mind, let's be honest, um, it can actually trigger anxious feelings. It can lead to burnout, which is one episode we did not long ago, like having too many things on the go at once,
Yeah,
overwhelm, depression can even kick in. Like I've seen cases of
yeah,
that,
yep,
heighten our
same.
stress levels. And we often just kind of throw in the towel, so many of us, and just go to
Yeah,
scrolling or something to kind of numb ourselves because
yeah,
it's too much.
too much.
It's the clutter. And then I find the clutter gets worse because we've got
Yes,
too many things, too many hats, right?
yeah,
It's evidence that we're not actually coping. We're just creating
yeah,
piles on piles on piles on piles on lists, on
yeah,
recipes, more recipes. Are we
yeah.
actually
Even
living or are we
hobbies,
just combi
tasks.
yeah, and even another one, and I've noticed this one. If my mum's listening, hi mum. Clothes. I find some people buy clothes on
Mm.
clothes on clothes because clothes shopping can be very soothing. But how many
Oh,
clothes do
yeah,
we need? How
yeah,
many
exactly.
trinkets do we need? To the
Mm.
point, I've read a book, the one I think it was Jay Shetty, the monk one that he wrote. He
Yeah,
talked about wearing the same orange robes every day, and he said it was
yeah,
one less decision he had to make. And
yes.
I said to my hubby, I could totally wear the same thing every day. And he's like, no, you couldn't. You express yourself in what you're wearing. I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Well, I must admit, I mean, I've thought about that many times when, I'm getting ready to go to work, either in my clinic or at the crystal shop. And some days it's like, oh, what am I going to wear?
Yeah,
And I just really
it's
remember
too
back
much.
to when I worked, I ran my father's business for 12 years and we had a uniform and it was
Mm,
so lovely. I didn't have to
yep.
think. I
Yes,
just
it's
would
so
put on my
good.
I had my summer uniform and my winter uniform.
Yep. And then that's one less thing you have to think about.
Yes.
So I
I mean,
find
I've
some
actually thought of
people,
having a uniform for my actual business, like
yep.
apart from it being a tax write-off,
Yeah,
I
that's
can
true. That's
claim it,
true.
but it would take away just one less thing that I have to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's too much. And
Mm.
yeah, it's creating avoidance. And I find like even like we've talked about avoiding going out because of anxiety. But another reason I've seen in a lot of women is they can't find anything to wear because they've got too many options or
Yep.
too many things going on in their wardrobe that they get overwhelmed and they go, I'm not
Yeah.
going. It's too hard.
Exactly. I mean,
Yep.
literally open the cupboard door and there's just this sea of
Yep.
clothes. And yeah, it can get really overwhelming and go, yeah, I've got nothing to wear. I'm not going, as you said.
And we haven't even sort of delved into the hoarding side of it because that's a mental illness, let's be honest. But
Yeah.
having too much clutter can also cause shame. And shame is
Yes.
not a good feeling that you want to feel.
No,
And you can't, it kind of spirals, doesn't it? So
exactly. I
what
mean,
is,
when shame like that, and that literally affects your mental health just in itself, because then you don't want people to come to your home because you're
yeah,
embarrassed. So then you're
exactly.
losing out on social connections and you know.
Yeah.
So you're carrying the burden of the shame, and you're also missing out on those that connection, having people over for a meal,
Yep.
having a girlfriend over for coffee.
Yes. Yeah. And I find people apologize when I come over and they're like, I'm so sorry for the mess. And I'm like, dude, everybody has a table full of laundry. Well, I my over needing to clean phase, I rarely do, but I know most homes do. They don't use their dinner table for dinner. They use it to sort and arrange and piles and piles and piles. Um, and it comes
Yep.
down, so if you're listening, you're driving or wherever you are, and you're thinking, wow, this is totally me. I have clutter everywhere. I've got clutter all through my house. Maybe it's not clutter. Maybe it's just tasks that you need to do of piles everywhere, which your brain is just overloaded with it. Like it's things that you
Yeah.
need to do. And I wonder, what is the clutter trying to tell you? Maybe too much is on your plate. Maybe
Yeah.
you're having difficulty of letting go of things in your house. I mean, don't do what
Mm.
I did and throw out an attachment and realize that it's part of the ice cream maker. That's,
Mm.
yeah, I've done. I had to throw the whole thing out. I've heard someone throw out the bottom of the Christmas tree because they didn't know what it was. So they just threw it out. And then
Oh,
Christmas came around and they had no
they're
bottom
like,
to.
oh, that was an important part of the tree.
So maybe not let go of everything, but the things like
No,
even just cleaning out your clothing cupboard can be really very refreshing. Or shutting down your computer and restarting it like Nat did.
exactly. Exactly.
Maybe it's a fear of making decisions. You're
Making
kind of
decisions.
stuck.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you think it could be?
And it could
What's
also
your
be
clue?
a lack of systems. So you just don't, as we were talking about, we've got systems in place, different apps that can make life easier. So maybe it's just an indication that, you need to sit down and work out a better way of systemizing your life, your
Mm.
home, your family. And it can
Yeah.
also just be pure exhaustion.
Yeah.
Your body is just so overwhelmed, it's burned out, it's just exhausted.
And like someone was saying to me, I don't do systems. I just live in the moment. I live with the flow. And that is great if that works for you. But I
Yeah.
find if you're living in this modern society and you want to be a part of the game, which let's be honest, most of us are,
Yeah,
unfortunately, you have to have some sort of system to be able to function in it. Otherwise, it
absolutely.
becomes too much. I mean, we can't all just go and live out of a van and travel around Australia. Like, I mean, we probably
Well,
could, but.
really interesting. I've got a friend who actually did that. She runs her own business, and they prepared for a year, her and her husband. They were going to spend a couple of years just traveling around Australia in their van. They did it for maybe 6 or 7 months, and she couldn't cope. She was like, I can't,
Wow.
it was too free, too loose,
Yeah,
finding places to be able to work from. It was just too hard. So they used to
came
live
back.
in Brisbane.
Yep.
They're now living in Cairns because they got to Cairns, and then she just turned around and said, enough,
I
can't do
need,
this anymore.
I'm like that. It's like when you go on holidays and there's no system. And like we were talking about routines and keeping us grounded as humans.
Mm,
And you find, like I find in my grandma's retirement village, they have routine. It keeps their brain in check. Like these women and
absolutely.
men got dementia and they need some sort of system. So having a
Yeah,
system is quite a safe thing for
it
the
is.
nervous system.
Absolutely. Yep.
Ah, so what's a practical approach for this? I mean, don't do what I did. And what was that book that was out that was really popular for a while? And she had a series.
Marie Kondo.
Yeah, I went and did a Marie Kondo on my house,
Oh,
and
I
I was
avoided
obsessed with
that.
minimalist. minimalism. I
Mm.
literally like got rid of. I had like one of everything, and it it was ridiculous. So instead of I need to like if you're driving and you get home and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I need to clean this whole house," and creating the biggest project ever that you're probably going to get halfway through and have a mental breakdown. What's
Yeah.
something that we could do instead, Nat?
Um, Picking a small area of your home. So if it's your home, one small area.
Yep.
So it could be something simple like your bedside table or your bedside drawer. Just do that.
Yes.
It could be your car, going
The
and
bottom
clearing out
drawer.
the bottom or the third drawer in your
Yes.
kitchen. Exactly. Yes.
Need a whole day
Um,
for that.
yes, it could be your car. I do a clean out occasionally of my car and it feels so good. Because I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking about feng shui here as well.
Yes.
Clearing that clutter, allowing the chi or the energy to be able to flow more freely, which then helps our brain to relax and feel safe. It could be your handbag. How often do you clean out your handbag? Just clearing that out. I clean it out. Actually, I fly down to my clinic in Canberra every 6 to 8 weeks. And before I go, I actually literally empty out my entire handbag. It's a large tote, so I've got my
Mhm.
laptop and everything in it. Do a full clean out. It feels so good.
Oh, it totally does. And I'm shocked at some of the things I find in there. Like, I found the other day, this is probably going to gross everyone out, but I found the other day it was a receipt, and I'm like, oh, I probably need that. And as I went to open it up, it had gum from
Ah,
like,
I knew you were going to say that.
I've been putting gum in there, and it was at the bottom of my
I've
bag.
done
It was
that.
so
I've done
gross. But I do feel better cleaning it out and getting rid of it.
Yeah, absolutely. With clothes, it could be just you know, do one section. Don't do the whole
Mm,
wardrobe. If you've
yep.
got drawers of jumpers and tops and underwear and stuff, do that first. Do one drawer at a time. Or
Yeah.
most, if you've got a double-sized wardrobe, and you know how it's got the railing halfway, do that half. Don't look at the
Yep.
whole thing. Just do that half. And then come back another day and do the other half. Sometimes you'll find you get going and you get inspired, especially if you don't try and do the whole lot. So your brain goes into overwhelm before you've even started. But if you do a little bit, you often find, and you've achieved that, you often find that you then go off and do something else. Or you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm nailing this. I'll keep going. But
Yes.
you
I find
haven't
it
gone into
depends.
overwhelm.
It depends on your hormones and your mood too. Like I've gone to do things. I find just before I get my period, it's like I'm in
I
nesting
was about to
phase.
say, yeah,
I'm like, all I feel like
that
doing
might
now
be
is
when you don't
cleaning.
do. I think that's when a lot of the rash decisions are like everything's going. That's it.
Yep.
It's all gone.
These socks are crap. I've got a rotation system. I'm being mindful of the time here because this is longer than I expected this episode would
Yeah,
be.
I know.
But
Surprise,
I
surprise.
I have a system in my wardrobe that if I'm looking at clothes and I'm not sure if I like them or not on me, I have them off to the side of my wardrobe. And then if I haven't worn them in like 6 months, they go to an op shop. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm just, it's a maybe shirt. And why would I wear that when I prefer to wear that? Like, what's it
yeah,
doing in my wardrobe? And
yeah.
it's quite, once you release it out into the wild or you gift it to someone, it's,
Gift
it's,
it.
it's freeing.
It
Ah,
is.
yes. And what about the brain clutter? What can we do with the brain clutter?
Um,
I
well,
guess.
using if you're using a calendar, well, like we mentioned, Google Calendar.
Yep.
I mentioned it before. One thing I do, and I know you do as well, is do the color coding so
Mm.
that you just see blocks of color.
Color
That
eases my
I find
mind.
that soothing actually,
Yeah.
because I can
Mm.
look at things at a glance without having to go in and read it. I know that, this color represents this. So I
Yep.
know at a glance that, oh, I've got that coming up tomorrow without having to go in and read the details of it.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. And maybe just use one app if you're using app
one,
and you got things, or like
mm,
try and consolidate all of your lists because it's
yes,
easier. I find before I go to bed, I write everything in my brain down and then
yeah,
work out and I highlight what I actually need to do the next day.
yeah.
And
That's
that,
when I write my
yeah,
list for the day, the next day, so that I go to
that's
bed with a clear
soothing.
brain.
Oh, it's so much soothing.
It
I
is.
mean, yeah, working out how you can declutter the mind. And the last one that I mentioned when we first started is if you struggle to find time to declutter your home, maybe you will be more productive and more creative if you can find a space away from your home and then like a
Yes.
library or something to do work.
And say,
Ah,
and at the and
and
and um, if your home is getting overwhelming and you can afford it, don't be afraid or feel shamed to hire someone to come in. I mean, there are
yeah.
some amazing organizers out there that can come in, and that's what they do. They
Mm.
declutter your house,
I had someone do that in my clothing wardrobes.
organize.
They went through my color
Yes.
palette and said, "Why are you wearing any of that?" Threw that out. And it made my
Yes.
wardrobe so much more enjoyable to be in, rather
Yeah.
than overwhelmed with all the things. Amazing. Well, sometimes we think we need to calm our mind before we can tidy our environment. But often calming our environment is the fastest way to calm our mind.
Oh,
Mm. Do
it's
you
so
want to
true.
throw a reflective question in for our audience, Nat?
I shall. Okay. What area of your home, office, or life feels the most cluttered right now? And is it possible that space is reflecting, oh, sorry, that space is reflecting something deeper that needs your attention?
I feel
Mm,
like the bottom drawer in my kitchen is screaming at me right now.
is it?
Yeah, it's full of crap. I need to throw it out. Hopefully, no
Yeah.
chewed up chewing gum in receipts. Surely I wouldn't have put some in there too. That's
My
gross.
desk, my desk is calling me. Now that I've fixed my computer, that was an instant declutter.
Yes,
Um,
we can now breathe. So,
yeah.
before we go, the anxiety compass that we mentioned can be many points of the compass. Perhaps anxiety is talking to you, and that anxious feeling you're feeling is actually your environment asking for attention. So have a think about that, and we're gonna go and clean our own little spaces. Nat, have you got a space you want to go and clean? Oh, you've already
Yep,
cleaned
my
your
desk.
laptop.
Well, my laptop, but my desk.
Amazing. All right, we'll love you, leave you, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Anxiety Compass. If you love this episode, share it with a friend who needs a little laugh and a lot of calm. We'll see you in the next one. Keep following your true north. Disclaimer time. Sammy and Natalie may be clinical nutritionists, but we're not your personal doctors. What you hear is for learning and laughing, not diagnosing or prescribing. If things feel bigger than you, call your doctor or local support line or reach out to a qualified health professional. They've got your back too.